All right, so in this video, we're going to be going over computational tools. So basically what that means, it's going to be like how to use spreadsheets. And then also understanding computer code. So just very, very basic computer code. So let's go ahead and just jump right in, and let's talk about spreadsheets a little bit. So these are going to be like your Excel programs and things similar to that. So in an Excel spreadsheet, you're going to have rows and columns of items. So you're going to have like A, B, C, D, E, and so on for your columns. And then your rows, you're going to have row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so this is how your spreadsheet will be set up. Now, this goes on and on and on forever. This can go on and on forever. All right, but let's just look at this 5x5 grid for right now. So to identify each little box, we call these a cell. All right, and we can label each cell with a name, first with their letter and then their number. And so if we came in here, we wanted to find this cell, we just come over to here, find where it crosses. So we go up and we find D, we go over and we find 3. So this is going to be D3. Now if we wanted to look at, say, this one right here, we would go up and we would find E, we would go over and we would find 1. So this would be cell E1. All right. So that's how those are named, how the cells are named. All right, so all right. Next thing we need to learn about is that in each of these cells, a formula can be placed in those. So let's say in this cell right here, we put some formula. And let's just say we put A1 squared is how it would be written in that formula. All right, and let's say A1 has a value of 3. All right, so now we would just take whatever value's in A1 and we'd square it. So this would be equal to 3 squared. So the value here in cell B1 would be 9. All right. Now you can copy these formulas down using automatic formatting. All right, so if we take this and we copy it down, this right here is going to change. So as we copy this down, this number here is going to change depending on what row it is. So as we see here, we've got A1 squared is found in this cell. So as we copy it down, we're going to go, see how this one matches this one here? If we copied it down here, we're not moving side to side, so A is going to stay the same, but then we're going to use 2 instead. And then A3 squared and so on. All right, that's how that would be copied down. Now, you can lock some of these values depending on how they're written. So, for example, if instead we put a $, in front of the 1 like that, then that means this 1 here is not going to change, all right? It's always going to stay 1, but the A is going to change. So if we have, let's say, and then in cell B2, so this one right here, and we put the formula B1 squared right in there, all right? And we wanted to copy that down this way. We're not moving side to side, so B already stays the same. Now there's a $sign in front of 1, so that stays the same. So you would just be copying B1 squared all the way down. Now if we copied it this way, all right, so now we're moving side to side, so B matches up with B in the column, so this here would be C. But now 1 doesn't change again, so we'd have C1 squared. All right. Now if it was copied, whoops, diagonally, then we would have, we're moving over to C, so that's got to match up. 1, again, still doesn't change, even though we're moving down. So we'd have C1 squared. All right. Now, you can also have formatting where there's $signs in front of both the letter and the number. All right, and so then this makes the entire cell locked, so whatever is in A1 will always be copied around into the other cells. All right, so let's go ahead and just look at an example really fast of this. Let's just say if, let's get rid of, whoops, that guy, that guy, that guy. All right, let me write this out for you. So if we are looking at just A1, say nothing. There's no formatting. If we had that, column A is fixed. If we have that, we get row 1 is fixed. And if we have that, row and column are fixed. Okay, so let's say in this cell right here in B1, we have some formula. All right, and the formula equals let's do A1 plus A1, notice with the $signs, minus 2. All right. Now, if we copied this down and we wanted to know what formula would be found in B3. All right, so this is formula for B1, formula for, let's go, B2 would then equal, see down here we'd be moving down 1, so this is gonna go A2, right, because the column isn't changing, but the row is being increased by 1. Plus, now we have a fixed, so that's nothing's going to change on there. So A1 1, and then minus 2 always gets copied down the same way. So then formula for B3, again, we're going to move down a row. The column isn't changing, so that stays the same, but we increase 1 in the row, so that'll go to 3. These are both fixed, so that just gets copied down. So this would be your answer for the formula in B3. All right, now, if we had, let's say, this was 3 right there in A1, and we wanted to know the value for B3. So let's do 3, 6, and 9 in column A. And we wanted to find the value for B3. We can just plug stuff into this formula that we already found. So we would get A3 is 9 plus A1 is 3 minus 2. So that's going to be 12 minus 2 equals 10. So 10 would be your answer there. So go ahead now and try on your own some examples. Go ahead and try number 1 will be cell B1 contains the formula A1 plus A1 minus 4, and it wants to know the formula in C7 if this is copied. All right, and then number 2, try if D1 equals 7 and D2 equals the formula D1 squared plus D1 minus 10. It wants to know the value in cell D5. All right, go ahead and work those out on your own. Pause the video now, work them out, and check your answer with the solution found in the PDF below. And it'll be number 1 and number 2 on that PDF. All right. So let's talk a little bit now about computer code. So there's just some basic things that you should know about. There's such things as loops, and those are going to, there'll be some code that you're going to work out, and then you're going to loop and keep doing that until some condition is satisfied. So you'll keep going around and around and around. And one example of these loops is like a do while loop. So you're going to do this loop while some condition is being satisfied. So for example, you could do, let's do x equals x plus 1, while x is less than 4. All right, so you would go through, if we set our value of x equal to 0 to begin with, we're going to go through, find that x equals 0 plus 1, so 1. Now that's less than 4, so we go back and we do it again, so x equals 1 plus 1, which is 2, still less than 4. So we go back and do it again, so 2 plus 1 equals 3, which is less than 4, so we go back and do it again, so x equals 3 plus 1 equals 4. So 4 is not less than 4, it's equal to. So now we're done with our loop, and we exit it, and we got that x equals 4. All right, so that's just a very simple loop, an example of a do-while loop. Another example would be for loops, and this is going to be for some condition again. So if we have, let's say, for I less than 3, we get x equals x plus 4, and then I equals I plus 1. All right, and then we'll loop it around. Okay, so for I less than 3, we're going to perform this. So first I will be equal to 1. So that's less than 3, so we can go through and do this. So we'd get x equals 0. So x equals 0 plus 4. And then I equals 1 plus 1, which is 2. Less than 3, so we go through again. X equals 4 plus 4 equals 8. I equals 2 plus 1, which is 3. No longer less than 3, so we exit and we get that x equals 8. All right. Now, finally, the last one that we're going to talk about are these if conditions. So these are things in code that are only performed if this condition is satisfied. So if x is less than 3, perform this, let's just say t equals 3x. And then you can even put else statements in there. So if this isn't true, then do this one. T equals x. All right. So if you're first given that x equals 1, you come in x is less than 3, that's true. So we're going to find that t equals 3 times 1, which is 3. But if we started out with x equals 4, that's not less than 3, so we'd come down into this part. So t equals 4. All right, so that's how those if things work. If this statement's true, perform this. Otherwise, perform this. All right, go ahead and try some of these on your own. It's going to be number 3, 4, and 5 in the PDF. I'll just go ahead and write those out for you so you have them. So number 3, we're going to have this code, t equals 0, I equals 0, do t equals 3t plus 1, I equals I plus 1, while I is less than 4, and then you're going to print t. So this one's going to be find the value of t. Number 4, you're going to have x equals 0 if x is less than or equal to 100, then x equals 4x plus 10, else exit loop, and then we're going to loop it back to here. So this is going to be find x. And then number 5, finally, we're going to have I equals 0, x equals 1, for I less than or equal to 3, x equals 2x, I equals I plus 1, and 4, and then print x. So it's going to be find the value of x. All right, so then once you work all those out on your own, go ahead and check your answer with the PDF. So you can go ahead and pause the video now or just finish the video now, because that pretty much covers it for computational tools. So again, work these out, check them with the PDF, and then run through the quiz.